All right, what we want to do here is another little coding challenge. And basically this is going to involve the object destructuring working inside of a function. So this is something you definitely need to know how to do. So it's worth taking a few moments of your time to practice this. So we're going to be writing a simple little college admissions app. It's going to allow us to approve applications for a top tier university, a state university, or a local community college. We're going to write a function that takes in an object and it's going to perform the destructuring. Okay, so we saw that in the last lesson. The function should admit students to the top tier university if the following conditions are met. So basically, if the age is 17 or older, they have a 1500 or above on the SAT, they have a current GPA of 3.8 or higher, and at least 3 for the extracurriculars, the recommendations, and the AP classes. Now, if they don't meet the criteria for that, then you can consider them for the state university. Now, they still need to be 17, 1250 or above on the SAT, current GPA of 3.0 or higher, and then at least 1 for the extracurricular, the recommendations, and then the AP classes. Now, if they don't meet that, then basically they can consider the community college. So here they just need to be 17 or older, 1000 or above on the SAT, and a current GPA of 2.5 or higher. Now, if lastly they don't qualify for any of those, we're just going to give them a message saying, hey, we're sorry, you're not yet ready for college, okay? So I have given you 5 students here. This is all in the description. You don't have to worry about trying to copy it. And we want to just output the appropriate message for each student based on where they have been admitted, okay? So they should be admitted only to the best possible choice. So in other words, if a student qualifies for a top tier university, they're also going to qualify for the state university and the community college, but you just want to admit them to the best possible choice. So their message should just say, based on all factors, you've been admitted to the top tier university, okay? Whatever you want to put, it doesn't matter. So I have here a class with student. We have a constructor method with the first name, the last name, the age, the score SAT, the current GPA, the extracurriculars, the recommendations, the AP classes, okay? So all this is set inside with the this keyword, okay? So basically, when you do the destructuring that when you set up these objects, it's going to have a property name of first name, property name of last name, so on and so forth. So you want to use that to your advantage. Now, you come down here, you have students 1 through 5. Again, this is all going to be in the description that you're going to be using for your test data. Go ahead and pause the video, give this an honest try on your own, and I'll see you here in a moment for the solution. All right, so hopefully this one wasn't too hard. Let's come back up here, and I'm just going to grab this first set of conditions here, and I'm just going to copy it. And I'm going to come back down here and just paste this in. And I'm just going to start by writing a function. And I'm going to call this maybe college admissions. You call it whatever you want. Inside the parentheses, this is the key. If we want to do the object destructuring, we're going to put our curly braces there, okay? And let me set up my code block outside of here. So what I want in here, if I want to do the object destructuring, I want to grab those property names, okay? So we want to come up here. And I'm just going to take this from the constructor method, and I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to come down here, okay? And I'm going to paste this in here, okay? And then down here, what I want to do is start by just checking these conditions, right? So first off, are they qualified to go to this top tier university? So I'm going to do a little if statement, and then I'm just going to check to see if the age is greater than or equal to 17, okay? So remember, I have access to that right here. Right? So when you do the destructuring, it's going to look in that object that you pass in for a property name called age. It's going to grab the value, and it's now going to store that value in a variable called age. Again, this is how the destructuring works. Then I'm going to put and here, okay? I'm going to put, well, do they have a 1500 or above on the SAT? So I'm going to say score SAT, okay, so that's going to be a variable up there, is greater than or equal to 1500, okay? Then we want the current GPA, so current GPA is greater than or equal to 3.8, and then I'll put we want at least 3 extracurriculars, at least 3 recommendations, and at least 3 AP classes. If you look at the data, okay, how this is being passed in, you'll see if I look at maybe student 5, you look at this is going to be their extracurriculars, this is going to be their recommendations, and this is going to be their AP classes. So you see in each case it's an array, right? So in an array, we have a length property. So I can go ahead and say that the extracurriculars dot length, so dot length is greater than or equal to 3. And I can say, and I'll say the recommendations, so recommendations dot length is greater than or equal to 3. And then also the AP classes dot length, okay, is greater than or equal to 3. Okay, so if all these conditions are met, then basically what I want to do here is build up a little string. Let me maybe do this outside of the if statement. So I'll maybe go something like let my string here, and I'll set this equal to, I'll use some backticks. I'm going to put some stuff that's for everyone. So I'm going to go based on all factors. I'll do $ curly braces, the first name, and then I'll come out here and $ curly braces, the last name, like this. And I'll say something like has been admitted, if that's spelled correctly. And I'll say to the, and I'll put a space, okay? So down here, what I want to do is just add on to that string. So I'll say my string plus equals, and we'll just put in here, if we put to the, we'll put top tier university, okay? You can put a little emoji in there if you want. So maybe you put a happy emoji, or maybe we'll just do the one for school, okay? And we'll just put something for the other ones that's different. So I'm just going to return my string there. Okay, you'd want to exit the function. You don't want to check anything else because, again, if they qualify for this top tier university, they're also going to qualify for the state and the community college. So you want to just exit the function there. Okay, so let me go ahead and just copy this guy right here. And I'm just going to come down here and I'm going to put a space and just paste this in. And I'm going to change this now to an else if, okay? And I'm going to change this to the state university. And maybe we change up our emoji a little bit. I don't know, maybe we put something like the sunglass guy, or maybe we'll look for school. Let's just put this one in, this will be fine. So then we have that, okay? And so the conditions here are going to be different. So let me go up here and grab that real quick. So now let me get this and we'll come back down here and paste this in. So now we want 17 or older. We want 1250 on the SAT. So let me fix those real quick. So 17 or older is the same. This is going to be 1250. So 1250. And then the current GPA is going to be 3.8. So the current GPA here was 3. So we can put 3 like this, okay? And then the extracurriculars, the AP classes, and the recommendation is going to be 1. So you can do this. So we can come down here and put this as a 1 and a 1 and a 1, okay? Now, some of you might be thinking that, hey, the age is the same in each case. You can make a little if-else to start things and put, is the age basically 16 or less? If it is, you just return the string immediately saying, you are not qualified to go into any college or something like that. But you can do it that way if you want. It's kind of up to you, okay? So here, we would return the string of state university. Okay, so let me copy this once again. And I'm going to paste this and make a little else if statement, okay? So this is going to be the community college. And for this one, maybe you're just happy you got in somewhere. So let's go ahead and put this here, the sunglass guy. And so now we don't have any criteria for the extracurriculars, the recommendations, or the AP classes. Okay, so we'll get rid of this altogether. So this is going to be much easier to get into this guy. Let me go back up. We know the age is the same, but the SAT score is different. So that's going to be 1,000. The current GPA is 2.5. So let's go back down here. This is going to be 1,000 now. So 1,000. And the current GPA needs to be 2.5. Okay. So basically at this point, if they haven't hit any of these, we're going to want to return a little string. And I'll just put something in here, something like maybe return. And we'll say $ curly braces, first name, and then $ curly braces, last name. And we'll say, maybe we can do the based on all factors also. So we'll say based on all factors. Okay, this guy right here, we'll say is not yet ready to move on. Okay, something like that. It doesn't matter what you put. We're just getting a little practice. Maybe we'll put the annoyed guy or something like that. You can also put not yet ready for college or university, whatever you want to put. So let's come down here and console.log. I'm going to call my function. So the function was called college admissions. So this guy right here. And then inside of here, I want to pass the student 1 in. And again, I'm just going to copy this and paste it a few times. So we're going to call this for all of these guys. So I'm putting student and not student. So I want to fix that because it's definitely going to give me an error. So let's come down here and put this as 2. Let's put this as 3. Let's put this as 4. And let's put this as 5. Okay. So before we actually run this, let's think about what it's going to do. So for student 1, if we look at her, she's 17. She has a 14 on the SAT, 1400. She has a 3.5 GPA, and she has 3, 3, and 1. Okay, so she's not going to qualify for the top tier, but she can get into the state, right? So this one's going to be state. And then this one I'm just going to tell you these in advance. This is going to be the university, the top tier. So let me put top. And then this guy is going to be the community college. And then these two are not going to qualify. So I'm going to put none and I'm going to put none. Okay. And I'm just going to review this with you real quick. So this girl here, I forgot her name. I think it's like Megan or something. Let me come up here. So Megan Brown, she has a 1500 SAT score, 3.9 GPA. She has four, the golf, the English club, the math club, and the chess club. She has 4 extracurriculars. She has 4 recommendations, and she has 3 AP classes. So she gets into the top school. This guy right here has only a 2.5 GPA, and he has 1,000 on the SAT. So he's only going to be able to get into the community college. Okay. And then this student right here has a 1.9 GPA, 800 SAT score. He's not going anywhere. Okay. And then this student right here, you might be wondering why they don't qualify for at least the community college. Well, basically you see that their age is 16. Okay. So they're not going to qualify. Maybe they're just like a junior or something that are not ready. So let's come down here and now let's pop open the terminal. So let me put this like this, and let's go ahead and call this, and let me increase this one more. So if you look at this first one, so based on all factors, Jennifer Davis has been admitted to the state university, right, as expected. Then based on all factors, Megan Brown has been admitted to the top tier university. Then based on all factors, Brad Jenkins has been admitted to the community college. And then based on all factors, Alvin Andrews is not yet ready to move on. And then based on all factors, Linda Edwards is not yet ready to move on. Okay, so as expected.